Welcome back to Health Matters. I'm your host, Sunita Mohan, and today in the studio we have two other guests who are great individuals who love to volunteer their time. That's why I put them on the show together, and they've just met actually right now. So Rita, Ajay, Rita.
Pleasure. Very nice to meet you.
And Ajay, I wanted to actually talk to you a little bit about your exciting work that you do with SAPNA and for the South Asian. So tell us a little bit about SAPNA and why you're involved in that.
Sure. Well, first, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
SAPNA is the South Asian Professional Network for Health Awareness.
Right.
And we're all about increasing the awareness of the health issues that affect the South Asian community. The two major ones are heart disease and diabetes,
Exactly.
and that's what we put a focus on. Mm-hmm. We have about 500 members. We not only focus on raising the awareness, but we also focus on coming up with the actions necessary to create change to improve the South Asian health situation. So that's what basically what we do. And
I read somewhere that the numbers are pretty high, that the diabetic rate in South Asians is probably, we're probably getting up there, probably #1, having the highest rate of diabetes and heart disease.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important that people are out there educating on how to eat healthier, and especially when you come from a different country, you come here, your food changes, your grocery, like you were saying, the type of foods that are available changes, and then people wonder why all of a sudden they've developed diabetes or developed hypertension or things like that, or their blood pressure is high, or they've got too much stress in their life. Basically, that's what happens. I think stress has a lot to do with a lot of the diseases that are out there.
Well, I think you're exactly right about that. In terms of the incidence of these diseases in the South Asian community. Studies show that the South Asian community, the rates of heart disease and diabetes is 2 to 3 times higher in the South Asian community than other ethnic groups. And in fact, nearly 50% of the people in the world with heart disease will be South Asian in just a few years. So the numbers are staggering, and there's a huge problem. I think you're right about the reasons for it. Definitely our diet is a huge one, and you know, Rita can attest to that. Our diet, although the traditional South Asian plate has a good proportion of vegetables, it's the way we cook those vegetables that make it unhealthy.
Exactly.
We use a lot of butter, a lot of oil, as you know, and when you do that to the vegetable, you're making it unhealthy, makes the whole meal unhealthy. Yes. There's a misconception that South Asians, a lot of them are vegetarians, so we're very, very healthy people. Exactly. Well, when you cook the foods in an unhealthy way, it lowers the nutritional value of those meals. Yeah. Then second is our lifestyle, the amount of exercise we do. Mm-hmm. As a community, we're quite sedentary. And these are habits we took from back home, from India and Pakistan and other South Asian countries. We brought them here. So when we come here, we're not physically active enough. Third, I think there's a lack of education in terms of health in general for the South Asian community. There's obviously language barriers and things like that, but South Asians go for less screening and go to the doctors less than other ethnic groups as well. And also, you talked about the Canada Food Guide. Well, there's not enough information on ethnic foods, and you know, the ethnic population. South Asians are now have overtaken the Chinese in terms of the largest minority in Canada, with over 1 million South Asians in Canada. So in Peel region, for example, 1 out of every 5 people is South Asian. There's not enough education out there on the type of foods that we eat and the nutritional values of what is butter chicken, how many calories is that, what the fat content is. You can find chicken in the Canada Food Guide, but you can't find butter chicken. So this is another problem. And I think fourth, there's some theory around genetic predisposition, so that we're genetically predisposed to these diseases, and we're more susceptible to these diseases. And I think when you add up all these factors together, you end up with a real almost like a perfect storm of a reason why we're more unhealthier than other ethnic groups, and it's a major problem.
And Ajay, what's happening with SAPNA? Are they doing something coming up in the future where you're going to like a party, or are we going to be celebrating health?
Yes, so we're focused on a couple initiatives. One is our flagship event, which will be our SAPNA Gala. It's in partnership with the Heart and Stroke Foundation and the Canadian Diabetes Association. And the theme of it is Dare to Dream, because SAPNA in Hindi actually means dream.
Right.
So we thought it was a fitting name for our gala. The goal of it is to raise funds for both heart and stroke and the CDA. We not only want to raise the awareness of these issues, but we also want to honor and give awards to individuals who have achieved great achievements in South Asian health and improving the health of South Asians. So that's what the gala is all about. It's going to be, I know that the topics can be a little bit somber when you're talking about heart disease and diabetes, but really we want to have a fun night and celebrate some of these achievements and raise quite a bit of money for heart and stroke and CDA.
I think that we're going to have the information, the website for SAPNA.
Sure.
mysapna.org, so people can go onto the website and find out the location and the date of the gala. I think it'll probably be in the fall.
Yes.
And Rita, what else would you like to tell the audience, our viewers? We have about a minute left, so if you want to, your last.
Well, thank you for having me as I end. And more importantly, Canada's Food Guide is the basis of following a healthy lifestyle. Right. So if everybody has one in their home and follows it, it helps so many, prevents so many diseases. Obesity is one of them, heart disease, and of course keeping a healthy lifestyle is highly recommended.
That's great.
Thank you.
So I'm very happy, very grateful you guys came on to the show and shared your information, and I'm so grateful that you are volunteering out there and educating people, because that's very important. So we'll be right back after this break. Health Matters. Thank you.